this bill is merely a sort of an act of self-congratulations by the government. But they have put in place a system that is not effectively achieving its own stated goals. In fact, what we see with the current system is that by subsidizing childcare, but not in fact sufficiently to align with the promises that they have made, and at the same time by regulating prices, they have put a great deal of strain on childcare providers. And the people you would expect to be most enthusiastic about this program, childcare providers, have actually been in many cases the most vocal in expressing concerns about it. Because what they're saying is the combination of the subsidies at the level they are with the price regulation, it makes it very difficult for childcare operators to invest in and grow their business and offer those additional spaces over time. So I think what we are seeing is a kind of ticking time bomb created in the system. That is, the government is overpromising while they are imposing enormous strains on those who are actually providing childcare services. So I would say to parents, even parents who may feel that they're benefiting in the short term, because there are some families that have seen reductions in their cost, while many families are still on waiting lists. Many families are paying higher taxes because of this government. But even those who are experiencing short-term reductions in cost, I would warn them that the structural damage the government is doing to the childcare system by putting strains on childcare providers is not going to allow childcare to deliver in the long term. One of the speakers on the government side said this is about establishing a generational long-term promise. Not at all. What the government is doing is using deficit spending to underfund while over-promising childcare operators who now face enormous strain, who can't bring in new staff, who can't expand, and they are creating a system that is simply not going to work over the long term. It's not going to be fulfilling the promises that they've made, and we've seen this in many aspects of this government's record, is the over-promising and the under-delivering. And I would encourage those who are thinking about and following this debate to listen to childcare providers, to hear from those who are working in the system. Now, when we've raised these concerns with the minister, she said, "Oh, why are you so negative? These conservatives, they're always criticizing. They're so negative about the things we're trying to do." And I think our job in this place, Madam Speaker, is to tell the truth. And if telling the truth about the trajectory of government policy involves pointing out that there are flaws, there are risks, and we hear this accusation a lot from the government, by the way. A couple of years ago when our leader was talking about how overspending was going to lead to inflation, they said, "Oh, you're being so negative," but it was true. It was true. And we will continue to speak truth to power and highlight the problems of the childcare approach.